We love talking to leaders on this program. You're listening to Get Down to Business, the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And somebody who talks a lot about leadership is my good friend, Rachel Cipriano of Magnificent Resilience. Rachel, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Shalom.
So tell us about Magnificent Resilience and how you are helping leaders find success and significance.
Well, basically, one of the great thrusts of what I'm doing is specifically, as my name suggests, related to resilience. Resilience is so important when it comes to leadership. The challenges, the obstacles, all of the various unexpecteds that come up within our business lives and our lives in general just require a tremendous amount of being able to bounce back. And
so Rachel, I'm curious. Our listeners are small business owners, and everybody's a leader in their own way. But do you think a leader is naturally born, or can anybody develop leadership qualities?
I believe that anyone can develop leadership qualities. It is true that some people just naturally come to earth with that leadership personality, but what I seek to do is to demonstrate to everyone in some capacity they are a leader, even if it is just simply a leader of themselves.
Well, a leader needs followers. So are you suggesting that somebody can develop those leadership qualities if they are able to lead in their own surroundings?
Absolutely. One of my taglines is, from the receptionist to the CEO, we are all leaders to some capacity. And I think that when we develop that kind of perspective, it gives us a totally different approach we take to our positions and to our lives in general. You know, it's kind of like the person who's laying the bricks and somebody asks them, what are you doing? And he says, laying the bricks, as opposed to someone who says, I'm building a skyscraper. It's just a greater vision.
So tell us a little bit more about your organization, Magnificent Resilience, and the work that you're doing. How can people learn more if they want to understand a little bit more about your theory and some of the talks that you've been doing?
Well, they can go to my website, www.rachelcipriano.com. They can also contact me at 630-701-4872. I'd love to sit down and have a conversation. I offer free coaching consultations for both life and leadership coaching, and I love to give speaking engagements. So I am, just very anxious to have a conversation with anyone who'd be interested in learning more about resilient leadership.
Sure, Rachel, and I know that you are a public speaker, and I know that you're out at a lot of events. Tell us a little bit about some of the talks that organizations have brought you in for.
Well, I've spoken with several healthcare venues. That's one of my main targets is corporate wellness. I've gone into doctors' offices and provided staff trainings and what have you. I've also spoken at professional organizations such as the National Association of Quality. I've also done work with job seekers because those in transition really need that tendency for greater resilience and that vision of what their lives are now going to be now that they're in transition. So
and I can attest firsthand, having hosted Rachel Cipriano at one of my events, that her talk is of fantastic quality, and everybody came away with just a drop more inspiration. So, Rachel, what inspires you? What got you going in talking about resilience, talking about leadership? What's your story?
Well, my story is that I was born 9.5 months after my father returned from a combat tour in Vietnam as a U.S. Marine. And, I only half-jokingly say I lived for 15 years in Full Metal Jacket. So I had many opportunities to develop resilience in my own personal life. And I also began studying the field of psychology at 7 years old, believe it or not. And I went on to get degrees in psychology and counseling, and worked in the psychiatric field for several years. So I've had a lot of opportunities to develop personal and professional resilience, and I believe that's kind of that's why this is my expertise.
That's great. So once again, we're talking with Rachel Cipriano of Magnificent Resilience. Rachel, one more time, how can our listeners get a hold of you if they want to learn more about the work that you're doing and perhaps have that free consultation about leadership?
Absolutely. It's rachelcipriano.com, and my phone number is 630-701-4872.
Fantastic. And do you have a website that you could share?
Yes, www.rachelcipriano.com.
Fantastic. You're listening to the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Rachel, we appreciate you joining us on the program. We'll be sure to check back in with you for more leadership tips and information. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that helps you create your personal wealth. You can call my friend Chris Everett at 708-771-7777, 708-771-7777. You can also find them at everettwealthsolutions.com. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. You can also email them, simplify@tandemhr.com. After the break, I've got some tips for all of you small business owners that are out there. You won't want to miss it. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And get on my website, shalomklein.com. That's where you can download podcasts from shows and segments like today with Rachel Cipriano and others. Get on my website, shalomklein.com. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Get Down to Business.